Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and again we have some crazy mind-blowing historical pictures which are gonna show you guys that nothing is as it seems. This photo here is the undercovered remains of literally buildings which are underground meters deep in Yerevan, the capital of Armenia. Guys, this is incredible because what we're seeing here is these old buildings are literally standing under the modern buildings at the moment, and the official narrative is that these buildings were made for the future generation. I mean, really? Are you kidding me? I mean, what kind of excuse you're giving us? This was literally hidden underground because they wanted to cover it with sand, and now by unearthing it they found literally houses with windows. And guess what? If they continue digging deeper and deeper, this is gonna go even further down. So effectively the actual city is standing on top of an ancient city underground, which could be full with caverns, secrets, and who knows what stuff in the city. This stuff is quite crazy, guys, because it showcases that our actual history is nothing as it seems. This incredible photo was found in where? Guess what? While the column was in an ancient monastery in UK, in that part of the world. Effectively what they did when they were renovating a huge big chapel or monastery or something, they found this massive huge column here which was literally under the ground, and it was going deep, and it was still going, like it was not stopping. Okay, now this massive column, what does it mean? That again, under the actual cathedral, chapel, whatever, there's literally even more stuff there. The building is even bigger and larger underneath, and could be several floors of crypts, information, and who knows what, because this column keeps going lower, and they actually stopped digging because they just could not find where it stops, and they just gave up and they just fixed it and covered it because it was just too much of a controversy to talk about this stuff. Same happens in the Grand Canyon. Now, when the Smithsonian Institute investigated the Grand Canyon, they found gold Egyptian artifacts. Now the ones in front of here, these ones, okay, all of them are artifacts which were found not in Egypt, but in the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon, when the Smithsonian Institute from the Kincaid Tunnel, okay, this is a big one, guys. The Kincaid Tunnel has literally a space which could host about 50,000 people, and inside the caves they said that there were even small pyramids, and of course all these amazing Egyptian artifacts. What does that tell us? That tells us that effectively the actual Egyptians, who were the real Egyptians, traveled across the world and had immense knowledge and technology, not the Egyptians which we are told in the history books. Again, the Egyptian gods, like if you watch the movie Gods of Egypt, it's a really good movie. It could be corny and whatever, you know, all Hollywood stuff like that, but it tells a truth, and that truth is that the ancient gods of Egypt were actually more than humans. They were demigods, and they had the power to travel different places in the world. That's why in the Grand Canyon you literally find artifacts which are Egyptian artifacts in USA. That was physically impossible because officially Egypt never went to USA. So guys, again, history is just a pile of lies, one after the other. Moving on to the next one. This one is quite a shocking one. Some people say it's fake, some people say it's true. This is different photos of Greta Hamburg. That's right, Greta Hamburg, which is, she's really famous in today's age because of course her climate change, you know, shows and whatever. And she is here in the photo, in a very old photo. Is this true? Is this false? I mean, is it photoshopped? No idea. Is she a time traveler? Does she morph? Does she change her face? Guys, who knows? I just want to show you guys this one because this one again shows to us that something is just not right with our history. Same happens with this. This is from an ancient temple, Hindu temples in India. Okay, we have that it looks, these and these two are from a temple. These two are from what? Machines, as in engines. Okay, they look pretty much the same. So the ancient temples either were literally secret machines which are able to fly the Vimanas. If you guys know, the Vimanas were in the ancient Indian epics. In the Vimanas, in these ancient books, they were talking about the flying buildings which were able to fly in the sky. It was like quite crazy. And then we have these particular engines. These are modern engines which are used for rockets today, which are very similar to what we see in the temples, which were built about 2000 or 1000 something years ago. Again, just doesn't make any sense. Just there's too many coincidences. Now this one, some of you guys may know it. These are the caves in the Ecuador. Father Crespi, who went into the caves and found a library of pure gold, which was literally holding the history of humankind over the last 200,000 years. Unfortunately, once they went in there, even Neil Armstrong, one of the astronauts, went there, Freemason. That tells you already everything you have to know about this. Guess what? They stole all the information and it was never published publicly in any museum. After the expeditions, which were quite high level, they were quite high caliber, very important people went there. Guess what? They never revealed any information, okay? Because the information in those tablets was stuff which was highly sensitive, and it was talking about the other resets. And if people know about the resets and that they were reset by a different major advanced civilization, then religion would collapse. And if religion collapses, then of course society collapses. Again, you see, everything is just so connected. Look at this one. This one is, again, temples which are literally made in massive rock. It takes very strong materials to craft and to carve in massive rock like this in the mountain. It's very difficult with like simple tools. These were made, again, like more than 1000 to 2000 years ago, okay, with copper tools or with like shitty crappy iron. You can't do that. It's impossible. You need proper technology, proper grinding tools, diamond tools, and really good quality ones, guys. But somehow they managed to do it. Again, it just showcases the fallacy of our history. Look at this one. These are literally unearthed railway tracks in the 19th century. They are unearthing them. They were there and they're putting them out again. So railways were even there even before the 19th century. Obviously not all of them, but some of them, right? The question is, where were they from? Who made them? We don't know. All we know is that there's quite clear evidence that people were actually unearthing railroads in the 19th century, which of course means that the technology to make railroads existed even beyond the 19th century. Maybe, I don't know, 17th, 16th century, I don't know. But obviously, again, it's quite a big quite a big problem in the history. Even technology as we know it today, before, guys, this is even crazy as well. Back in the day, already in the early 20th century, there were already electric cannons, okay, which did not need to use any gunpowder. But somehow, even today, in today's age, gunpowder is still used. And obviously petrol and stuff like that. Back in the day, they already had the technology to make electric, crazy, massive cannons. Do you think that today they don't have the technology? It's all a scam. They want people to use petrol and gunpowder because they make more profit. But actually, there's even easier ways to use electricity and make high damage potency weapons. That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, this tells you everything you have to know, that literally official history, again, it's very manipulated. And to understand what we talk about, how do they manipulate official history, you just have to remember something quite clear. The official science is, again, a huge manipulation of facts. For example, how the heck does the speed of light is exactly 299,792,458 meters per second, as in the exact, like the perfect exact. Obviously, officially is 300,000 kilometers per hour, but the 300,000 meters per hour, but actually per second. My bad. But actually, like the perfect, like to the millisecond or millimeter is actually this. Now, this is exactly the coordinates of the Great Pyramid of Giza, 299792458 north. Exactly the same thing. How does that even happen? Is the same numbers. Very simple, because the official narrative, the official science, is literally affected by Freemasonry, symbolism, and all that stuff. So space as we know it, everything to do with space, is literally a fallacy. I'm gonna make more videos about this later on in the future, but for now we have to understand that to understand the future, to understand what is called outside of the planet, we have to understand something quite basic first, and that our actual history is a pool of lies, of manipulation, of fakery, of forgery, and effectively of telling us whatever they want, because people literally will believe everything, because official books of history is what you learn in school, and your mind is conditioned to believe it no matter what. So guys, that's it for the video. Like always, if you like the channel, please subscribe to the channel, guys. Smash that like button because it does support the channel massively. And as always, I shall see you later in the next uploads.